Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Veterans Corner. My name is Chuck Wooden, and I'm usually saying I'm joined by my co-host, Donna Dunyan. Well, she is here, but tonight she's a guest. Donna's been on this show for God knows how many times, for updates from the Veterans Strong Community Center. Actually, in the very beginning, it used to be the Army Strong
Community
when we
Center.
first started doing this. We've been doing this for so long. Perfect co-hosts. We work great together. You're in for a good show tonight. We're going to be doing an update on the Veterans Strong Community Center.
Yes, we are.
And
it's been a while.
It's actually long overdue. On top of the fact that we took the summer off, and now we're back, and we're raring to go. We got a lot of great shows for you in this fall rotation. So. Let's start this one. Donna, welcome. And it's great as a guest. Great to have you back as a guest. It's always great to have you sitting next to me as a co-host.
Thank you.
Donna's the executive director and co-founder of the Veterans Strong Community Center. And it's been around for a while. And actually, I'm going to be quiet as far as all that's concerned because she's the expert. She's going to tell you how long they've been around, the history, and all that. Donna, can you give the viewers a little history on the center and your mission statement? What's your goals?
So your history lesson for tonight is Veterans Strong Community Center has been around as a nonprofit since 2016. July 1st, 2016, we officially opened as a nonprofit. But I have been doing this kind of work since March of 2012 under a former program that was funded through Army Reserve called Army Strong Community Center. And when that program dissolved, I stepped up along with my co-founder and we formulated Veterans Strong Community Center to fill that gap of needs and just a place where veterans or surviving spouses and even currently serving service members can come and get information, resources, and vent. A lot of it sometimes is just them coming in to vent about this or that or what's not working and troubleshooting with them.
I know without you being there, and I know there wasn't much of a gap between the Army Strong and when you formed Veterans Strong.
No gap.
And obviously there was such a need for it. And that program, there was only 6 in the country.
Right.
And thank God, because that puts you where you are now. There was without a doubt a need for it.
Yeah, we service, so when we were the Army Reserve program, we basically went to all the reserve locations in the state. Now that we are localized as a nonprofit, a regional nonprofit, we cover 5 or 6 communities. It's down to 5 now. No, 6, I'm sorry. I should know all this, right? But within those communities, there's over 7,000 veterans. And that doesn't take into account any active duty service members that are there, if they're surviving spouses of veterans, just veterans themselves, roughly over 7,000 members in those 6 communities.
Wow.
And not that we see them all through the center, but we average, and we've averaged from the beginning, seeing 200 veterans a year. And sometimes it's just a 1 or 2 off question. How do I find something? Who do I get in contact with for this? Other times it's case management and it's following up with them. Are you doing this? Did you do that? Did you follow up with this provider? Did you follow up with that provider? Because sometimes they need that little bit of cheerleader in their corner or a little bit of a push to do what they need to do and to just improve their life, whatever the situation may be.
You know, prior to the Veterans Strong and then prior to Army Strong, there was nothing in the area.
There was someone in the city, but he did mostly claims and did a program called Soldiers, Sailors, and Marines Fund, which is a financial assistance program. We have volunteers now in our center that's all they do. They They're trained for that program and that's it. They just happen to use our center just to have the continuity of services. And a lot of what happens is we piggyback with them. So if someone's coming in to use the financial assistance program, we try and sit down with them as well to figure out, okay, why? What's going on? Is it just are you a senior veteran on a limited income? What else can we do? Are you using social services that are available? Are you taking advantage of other programs and services in the state or in the city? If it's a younger veteran that's using it, are you employable? Or can we get you in touch with employment specialists? Can we help you tweak your resume? We kind of delve into it a little bit more because we don't want this to be a lifestyle of having to use financial assistance programs. We just want it to be a little bit of a stepping stone to better the situation.
Yeah. Now the communities that you serve, you said there's 5?
There's 6.
There's 6.
There's 6. So we're based in Bristol, but we service Bristol, Burlington, Harwington, Plainville, Plymouth, Thomaston, and Woolcott. And I'm still off. That's 7.
Yeah.
It's been a long Monday, everyone.
It's been a long day. Yeah, it has.
It's been a long Monday.
You know, I mean, just there are people that follow this on Facebook. We are based in Connecticut, so all those communities are in Connecticut, surrounding Bristol, Connecticut.
Now, that doesn't mean if someone from another part of the state or another state, if they were to call me, I'll do my best to
point them in the right direction.
And sometimes it's just troubleshooting, like I said earlier. It's just listening to them, seeing what the situation is, and saying, okay, well, here in Connecticut, we can do X, Y, and Z. Let's see if there are similar programs in your state. And I'm on the phone with them. I'll Google it right then and there and be like, hey, I'm on my computer. Let's look right now. Let's find your local VA. Let's find a local service officer for you and work it that way for them.
It's great news. It's great news for the the veterans out there. And this, I mean, it is target specific in these communities, but don't feel as if, because this show is seen, Nutmeg TV is seen statewide.
Yep.
And it's on YouTube.
And you're on YouTube.
If you happen to be in Boston, Mass, and you see this, and you have a question that you're not getting answers, for in your area, feel free to contact Donna. Well, I mean,
you're gonna flood my phone tomorrow.
Maybe I should have been more careful there.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's all good.
Obviously not familiar with your area, but she'll do her best.
Yeah.
And that goes for New Haven or Stonington or other parts of the state of Connecticut.
Because there aren't any other centers called Veteran Strong Community Center, but I'm learning there's other programs with similar missions and similar concepts. There's one, even I'll use my brother, lives in Michigan, and he's a veteran, but I've had him call me, and dealing with other veterans himself, having to, both of us kind of tag team and be like, okay, this is where you need to go. This is what needs to get done. I've had him on the phone, and I've had local VA to him on the phone because the campus was so big and he was getting lost on the campus and trying to take someone for services. So it really, I'll just try. I'm there to listen, and
Teamwork.
I'm not about, I have to have so many veterans come through the door to justify it. I mean, if my phone rings once in the day and it's just someone who doesn't know how to get a copy of their DD-214, I was there to answer the call and tell them how they can go about doing that. So it was a good day.
Yeah. Programs.
We have made some changes with that, and it's exciting changes. So our tagline has changed to be Voices of Honor, honoring those that have served. And with that, we kind of tweaked our mission a little bit. We still do the outreach and resiliency, which is making sure they get connected to the appropriate service agency or provider, and whether it's VA specific or something in the state of Connecticut or social services or another nonprofit, or connecting them to, like we just had Renee on with Healing Hoofbeats, if they're looking for an outlet to help. But then the new side is our logistics program. We started this last winter. We were able to get funding, and we helped 5 families with tanks of fuel for the winter. And these are families that didn't qualify for various reasons for any other financial assistance, whether it was the State Energy Assistance Program or Soldier Sailors Marines Fund. Because some of those programs have very specific income requirements, and Soldier Sailors a time of service requirement. Yeah. So we looked at everyone who we'd help, and we're like, okay, well, these many people wouldn't qualify because they weren't wartime service. And this group of people, they're just over the income limit for the Energy Assistance Program through the state. So we developed this logistics fund, and we helped those 5 families last winter. We've gotten more grant money in, and we're able to expand that program that we can help year-round, so people don't have to wait till the winter to call. We can help not just with fuel oil, but we can help with electric bills, gas bill. We'll do whatever type of heating source they need. We will also help with food. So we have a food component to it. If people have food insecurity for whatever reason, we can help with grocery store gift cards. And we also have a partnership now with a local produce market to Bristol, Family Roots. We'll give them a little plug, that we up to $10 a month, we can help a family get fresh produce. And if anyone in the Bristol area knows about Family Roots, it's extremely reasonable. $10 a month will go a long way for fresh produce. And then the third component of the logistics is transportation.
Yeah.
We're learning more and more that transportation is an issue, not just public transportation, but we have a few veterans that are homebound. And they were running into problems with, they can get a ride to the VA. They use the VA shuttles or DAV, but they were running into problems just going to local doctor's appointments or even local stores. Or, I have one veteran, she had trouble getting a ride to a local hairdresser. She can't walk it, and she can't deal with the steps on the dial-a-ride bus.
Okay.
So we've partnered with a local healthcare company that does transportation, and we will cover the cost of transportation for them to go to appointments.
I was up in Winston the other day, and I saw a vehicle with the placards on the side, and magnetic, and on the back, and it was for veterans rides.
Oh.
I couldn't see too closely, what organization it was. I don't think it was DAV. The DAV is not up in that area, but there is a group up in that area that helps veterans.
Yeah, and it's regionalized. There's a group that's based out on the eastern side of the state. I can't think of their name right now, but and they all have their own little nuances. Like some of them will only do medical appointments.
Yeah.
Some of them will do anything. Some of them only work in a certain geographic area. Others will go anywhere. So we just wanted to give them one more resource that they can use for rides. And like I said, even just to go to the hairdresser was challenging for this one particular veteran. So that's what we came up with.
I know you work on grants a lot.
Yeah.
What are the ways do you utilize achieving funds?
So we have the partnership with the towns I mentioned, they help cover some of our expenses. Grants is a huge, huge portion.
Yeah.
But then we also do fundraisers. And we do all different kinds of fundraisers, from selling stuff to raffles to we have coming up a whiskey tasting. I know we were talking about breweries before we came on. We have a whiskey tasting event. This will be our second year of doing it. And we had to reschedule our date because of an issue at the venue, and they had a bride, so we deferred to the bride. We let her have our space. And our new date is Friday, November 10th, which happens to be Veterans Day weekend. Yeah. So we will be having our whiskey tasting that night at the DoubleTree in Bristol. And if anyone would like more information about it, see how to purchase tickets or donations, you can go right to our website, which is, I don't know what they'll put it up, but it's
It's on right now.
www.vetstronginc.org.
Perfect.
No, vetstronginc.org.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's and that's right in Bristol. It's right in Bristol.
Right on
229 by ESPN.
Yes, it is.
So
and we have
easy to get to.
We have a liquor store that we're working with, and they're going to bring in a variety of vendors. And it's not just whiskey. There'll be other liqueurs there. And if by chance you're just a beer and wine drinker, we will have the bar open. They get a full buffet dinner and raffles and just some camaraderie and some fun. It's a good time. It was great last year.
What time does it start?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. on November 10th. Mm-hmm. DoubleTree in Bristol.
That's our big one.
Now, you've already given the website. Mm-hmm. So you've got that. It's on the screen. For more information on the center, you've got a question. It doesn't have to be a veteran. It could be a family member of a veteran. Take advantage of these services. I know Donna's passion over the years is a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10. She's there for you. Definitely give her a call if you have a question. I mean, the center's there. It wasn't there before. You got a great opportunity to get your answer. There was one time where I couldn't find my DD-214, and I came down to you and mailed out for it.
Yeah.
I know there's one other topic that we want to get to.
I wanted to touch on tonight.
Yeah, and that's a big topic, and I'll just turn it over to you.
Well, I want to preface this, and those that know me know I'm not a veteran myself. My father was a veteran. My brother's a veteran. Tons of family members. So we've walked the line with them. And one thing that is very important to me is suicide prevention. And we are in September. Yep. It happens to be Suicide Prevention Month. And I also am not a clinician myself, and I don't play one on TV. But there are things that we can do as veterans, as civilians, to recognize the signs and just to know what resources are out there for someone you may come across who might be showing the signs. One of the programs that I'm actually trained to do is called QPR, and we've had Justine Ginsburg on the show numerous times.
Yes.
And she actually, I went through a couple courses with her, and then right prior to COVID, I got trained to present this. QPR is a suicide prevention technique. Question, persuade, refer. If someone you know or come across is showing signs that you think might be suicidal, if they're giving away things, if they're behaving differently,
changed.
if they're withdrawing from things that they used to find fun, ask them. And I think that's the hardest part, is being comfortable enough with the conversation to ask the question, are you going to harm yourself? Do you think you can harm yourself? Once you start the dialogue with them, then you can tell them, let me see, explain to me how that feels. Yeah. What are you thinking about? Why are you thinking about this? Asking them the question is not going to put the idea in their head. It's going to do quite the opposite. It's going to show them that there's someone that cares and there's someone that'll listen. And once you show them that, then you can refer that person to encourage them to call 988, which is the crisis line. Encourage them to go to a hospital. And now the VA will pay for veterans, if they just go to a local civilian hospital, emergency room for a mental health issue, the VA covers it. So they don't have to worry about payment. Okay. If they have VA healthcare, they can go to any hospital.
Walk-in clinics?
Walk-in clinics, yep. The VA will cover that. That just came out in January of this year.
Great.
So there's tons of programs, and we're doing a lot on our social media this month about all the different resources. So people, if they need more ideas of the resources available, they can just tune into our Facebook page and our website.
I mean, September is Suicide Prevention Month, but on this show, we've always tried, it's not just September.
Yeah,
it's every month. And there was a time, we've actually mentioned this a number of times. You hear 22 a day. Yep. That's a number that, from a lot of sources, is inaccurate. It's actually more than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's certain areas where they don't take those stats from. So, I mean, there's a couple states that they don't take it from National Guards.
And the one thing that amazed me with all those statistics is it takes them years to get those statistics together.
Yeah.
So the 22 a day is a statistic that was true 5 years ago. It may not be that.
Yeah.
Because we're still wrapping our head around all those stats and those figures.
You know, if one has Facebook, there's the Veterans Corner,
Yes.
CT, has a Facebook page. So if one was to like that, we're going to be putting a lot of the information on that page.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, you know, I'm sure you got some stuff in the office.
Oh yeah, we have tons of stuff.
Send it over to me.
Yeah.
And you have access
I
to it.
do have access.
That's right.
I'll just put it on my page and then put it on your page.
I forgot. You've been an administrator for that page for a while. It's important. It's important. And once again, realize it's not just for the veteran. It's the veteran community. It could be a family member.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We've only got minutes left. Whenever you call Donna at the center, it's confidential. No one's going to know you called. So I know in the veteran community, veterans don't always want to step forward.
No.
You call Donna down at the center, and no one's going to know about it except you and her, and you're going to get the help that you need. So don't hesitate to do that. With that being said, we've only got like a minute left. Any closing thoughts or?
No, just stay tuned to our Facebook page, because if anyone knows us, we've been living at the senior center, but we will be making our move back to our permanent offices in City Hall soon.
Yeah, which actually that's supposed to open back up. For the last year or two, City Hall's been being renovated.
Yep. So we'll have new digs real soon.
Okay.
Within 2 months.
All right. That's about all the time we have.
That's it.
Once again, you know, these shows, they go by fast. Hopefully they're very informative for you, the viewers. Stay tuned for more great shows on the Veterans Corner this fall. We've got a host of guests that we're trying to get in touch with. It's going to benefit the community, veteran community. So with that being said, Donna, thank you.
You're very welcome.
As a guest and a co-host.
Yeah, we're back at it.
This is going to be a great partnership. With that being said, want to say good night. Thank you for watching. See you next time on the Veterans Corner.
The water's warm at Jaws Pond, and we're stocked full of treasures. Big or small, we buy it all. We buy and sell fast rides, power tools, vintage guitars, and so much more. Walk the plank in style with our fine jewelry, diamonds, and watches. Plus, we have a huge selection of the latest video games, including the new PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Jaws Pond, conveniently located on Meriden Waterbury Turnpike in Southington and West Main Street in New Britain.
I'm your host, Kurt Barwis. Today, I have a very special guest, Dr. Andrew Lin.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Veterans Corner. My name's Chuck Wooden.
Decision for ourselves for this week, if we want to be made well.
Hi, welcome to the crack of dawn. It's Dawn Lombardi. I'm starting the painting. It's going to be the cliffs with some water. Love it.
He took me on the sets of Lost in Space, Batman.
Everybody has a story. What's yours? Until next time.